Welcome back everyone, and today in this video I'm going to finish out with doing the accessory muscles that I wanted to do. So I did back bi, chest tri, shoulder legs, and now that I have some extra time to do so, I'm going to be working forearms. Like I said in the first video, I wanted to do forearms, make my forearms strong, and also do a little bit of core. So this should be a quick one, a little extra in my mix. All right, so the first exercise I am going to use with the cables. Now with the cables, you can do this in a bunch of different ways, either all the way from the bottom or mid where it is here. Either way, it's gonna hit the same muscle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab and basically come in. So you can see how that flexes the forearm. We're just gonna do that with weight, and we're gonna build some forearms so they look beefy. All right, so for this first one, you can see that I have it straight ahead. Now when I pull it tight, this is already your starting position, and then you're just gonna curl the weight in, like so. And you're gonna do this with a decent amount of weight to give yourself that nice burn. The other method of doing this is having it down here on the bottom. You do have to be somewhat tall to do this because I'm at the very bottom and I'm just barely getting some tension here. So you could potentially step on something, or if you have a smaller ring on these, you can do it that way, but it's gonna be the same thing. So we're gonna grab it, we're gonna get tension, and we're gonna curl up. The second exercise I'm going to do for forearms is the exact opposite. So instead of curling in, I'm going to curl up or out, however you want to see it. This one, you're definitely going to need a lot less weight. Muscles up here are a lot smaller, at least for me, than these muscles down here. So instead of curling in, we're going to curl up. So I'm going to curl this way. You can also do the same thing where it's about 90 degrees where your arm's at. You can pull tension on here and just pull it this way. This will do the exact same thing. And once we're done with our sets with that, we can move on to the grippers. Now, I like these ones. You don't have to spend a lot of time with these. You're actually not supposed to spend a lot of time with these ones, but I've got a really light one here. This is a heavy grip 100. I've done a video on these. If you want to just look up above, if you want to watch those videos. I have these ones, and I also have these ones. These are the Captain of Crush. These are used for competition. These are the real deal. If you want to train or do anything, get these. Like legitimately, if you want to know your actual strength, get those. I have these ones just because these are the first ones I got. They are like half the price. Definitely not as good, but if you want to kind of start training and you don't want to spend too much, just grab one of these. You're going to set it in your hand right across the pads where you usually have your calluses. You're going to set it there, cup your hand, and then you're going to get it. You're going to touch them together, and you're going to slowly release. That is what we're going to do with these grippers. So you're only going to do these a few times with each hand. So this one is really, really, really light for me. So this is a 100. I can close this one all day very, very easily. So I'm going to move up. So this one is a heavy grip 200. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. This is supposed to be 200 pounds, I believe. So if I do the same thing and I set it, I can close this one. You can hear it very, very easily. I can do it with both hands. I'm not even gonna set this one right. Yeah, very easily I can close that. So, I usually train with the Captain of Crush 2. A little bit of training and I was able to get this one to close. This one, especially after doing forearms, I'm not sure if I can close this one. But this is where I've been working most of my time. Even if you can't close it, you get as close as you can and then do those negatives opening up. And that's what I'm gonna do with this one. It's been a long time since I've trained with these, so I'm gonna see if I can even do this one still. If I can get it set right. Ooh, not after doing those forearms. Woo, but I can still use this for training. So now that my forearms can't hold anything, or even this camera with a little bit of shake, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on abs. So my forearms are completely dead. These exercises are not something that you go absolutely ham on. You just do a little bit until they get pretty much wore out and then you're done for the day. So next one I'm gonna do is core. I need to work on my lower core because my upper core is more developed than my lower. So I'm gonna do leg lifts. So there's two different ways you can do leg lifts. You can either do the straight up leg lift, which is for advanced, or you can just do the knees, which is a little bit lighter. I've also figured out if you wanna go super advanced beyond just the legs, add weight. So if you have a dumbbell, you put it in between your legs and use that with the weight in there to lift it up. Whew, it's real good. But I'm just gonna do standard leg lifts. Leg lifts. I can't do something like that. And most exercises that I've been doing, so the back, bi, chest, tri, they work with each other. So when you're doing a chest press or some sort of bench press, you're also using your tricep as a large secondary. And then same thing when you use your back, you use bicep. They go together quite well. So when you're working one, you're working the other. You know, that's how we do it. This one can also be the same. So I just did my forearms. My forearms are pretty spent, pretty filled with blood. But now I'm gonna be hanging on a bar, which is also gonna tax them while I do my core. So, muscle. Yeah, I know my clothes don't fit anymore, but deal with it. I need new clothes. It's too small. All right, now I'm gonna do some more core, but this one, as you can see, I'm laying down on the ground and I'm gonna be doing crunches. There's so many different ab exercises, so many different crunches. This is just the one that I'm doing, so don't get your tizzies in a bunch. This is just what I'm doing. Now, there's also a bunch of different ways to do crunches. This is the way that I'm doing it. So I don't wanna do a full sit-up. I just want to do a crunch to activate everything. As soon as my lower back comes off the ground to there, that counts as a crunch, not a full sit-up, but a crunch. So you can put your hands down on the ground, mark a point where you want your hands to go beyond when you come up. You can also do it on your knees, depending on how far your knees are, up or down. You can depend, you can have a spot that works best for you. If you want to go further up, you want to get more engagement, move your legs down a little bit. It gives you more to reach for. So I'm going to put my legs right about here just to give me enough to get that lower back off the ground. Like that. That'll activate everything I need it to. I don't really have a number. I'm just going to go until it burns like hell. Good plan.
Strangely enough, the first thing to go was my shoulders. Having them up that whole time, I started getting cramp in my shoulders. So probably not the best idea for me next time. Maybe I'll be going down here or keeping my hands up here. Just something else besides keeping them up like that, because that hurt. Oh.
All right, I hope you all enjoyed. That was just a quick workout for me. It's kind of a weekend workout, so it doesn't take up most of my weekend, but it is something that I can do on my off time just to get in that last little bit of exercise for the week. Whew, I can still feel it in my core. So do as much as you can. Like I said, I'm starting off. It's been a very long time since I worked out. So this first week, I'm gonna be taking it kind of slow, doing just a few. And then as it builds up, I'm gonna be doing more and more up until is a good point for me. So follow along, stick with me, get fit like me, at least on the journey.